So now, let's get this jam-packed day started. First up, the Next Gen Talks panel, moderated by Madin Amasu. Madin is a program manager with the Ontario Trillium Foundation. For the past 17 years in the non-for-profit sector, Madin has done everything from launching a talk show to organizing conferences on conflict resolution. He is a proud husband and father of 2 little next-gen philanthropists. Madin?
Pictures.
Oh, he has pictures. Madin, the floor is yours.
Actually, at this time, I'd like to invite the plenary speakers to come up and take a seat as well in their nice, big, comfy chairs. Thank you, Wabano. Good afternoon, everyone. Okay, I'm going to try that again. Good afternoon, everyone. Good afternoon. Okay, thank you. Back in school, right? Hope everyone's doing well. We are very, very excited for today. It's been, 6-7 months coming about that, and we've been meeting, and Sam is if you ever get a chance to work with her or for her, definitely take up that opportunity. She's awesome. So is the committee, but she was definitely awesome. All right, so when we started talking about this opening plenary, and we mentioned a lot of, just ignore that. We mentioned a lot of different names. We wanted one special speaker that can talk about philanthropy and someone that was local. We did mention a bunch of other people as well, but we were looking for someone local that can really speak to philanthropy in Ottawa. And then we decided that we ended up with this group here, the 4 of them. We decided that we wanted to inspire and motivate the community from many different angles. And they represent the group that we have here today, no pressure. Is representative of the diversity of Ottawa community and how this city and this community does its philanthropy. So who do we have in the mix? We have one of Canada's top 20 under 20, another top 40 under 40, an individual who has inspired generations of young people to give back, and another who is leading fundraising campaigns locally but is impacting lives across the world. Pretty good panel, wouldn't you say? So we will allow them, each are going to speak about 8 minutes, give you a chance to hear their stories and their experiences with philanthropy in this community and beyond. And we'll take questions and answers at the end. Sounds good? All right, the energy's a little low. We're going to bring it up. This is why we have these folks here. We're going to start with Fahd Alhattab. Let me just give you a little bit of a bio for him. Excuse me. We're going to start off things with Fahd. He comes from a family tradition of giving back and supporting your community. His bio can tell you the endless amounts of awards he has, and which you have in your program. But what's different about him is his character and his positive attitude towards his philanthropic activities. That's what really stands out, and you'll see that once you get the chance to actually speak with him. For example, right now he's the co-chair, Fahd, co-chair, Youth Ottawa. He's the co-chair of Youth Ottawa, which is an organization that's in the middle of promoting the Spirit of the Capital Youth Awards, which is, I believe, one of the largest opportunities to recognize young people in the city. Again, June 11th is that event, and nomination closes March 31st. So if you know any young people in the spirit of Next Gen, nominate someone. He's joining us today as a break from his March break camp, which for a lot of us is taking, either your kids to events or family. I know I don't look like I can take my kids out yet. I don't. But for some of us, it is the case. It's also a case you get a little break. We also have Michael, who's a teacher, who's getting a little break from his day-to-day activities as well. But for Fahd, it's more meaningful. This is a week where he started one of his own initiatives, which I believe he'll touch on a little bit as well. So he's getting a little break from his kids today, and we're honored to have you. Ladies and gentlemen, Fahd Alhattab.
Thanks, guys, for having me. I look around the room and I see a lot of familiar faces that I've seen around the city of Ottawa, and I kind of had a funny way I was going to start my speech, but I figured I would start it differently. I wanted to say thank you. The philanthropists in this room and the culture that you've created in Ottawa has helped me, has helped my brothers and sisters, my family, and a lot of my friends. So the work that you do is fantastic.
for all the many causes that you support and everything that you do. I say thank you, and I say thank you to all the families that you've helped. So I want to give you a round of applause. Now, off to the funny part. What he didn't mention is I'm an aspiring part-time comedian. I say part-time because only part of my jokes are funny. So, you know, I've got some laughs, right? And then I have a second confession. I was the kid in class who could never pay attention. You'd see a squirrel that way, and then the bird would come flying. So I might lose my train of thought and start rambling about different things. Just give me a little wave. Be like, Fahd, just come back, all right? So, you know, I was asked to speak about next generation philanthropy. I feel like we were just at Sky Zone at the March break camp. You guys know what Sky Zone is? Jumping thing. So I'm going to step down on the floor just because I've already been jumping enough. I was thinking about it, and you know, what are main aspects of what next gen philanthropy is all about? And I always look to sometimes the mission and vision that organizations have. Everyone here has a mission and vision that they can probably blurt out. Yeah, most of you. Now, how many of you can you say that mission or vision gives you goosebumps? You know, that mission vision kind of excites you, gets you going. You know, a lot of us, maybe we're very passionate about our cause, so it does. But does that mission and vision excite other people? Does it give them goosebumps? Does it get us excited? Does it make us want to dance? Does it make the kids jump up? I think that's part of what we have to ask. And a lot of engaging this next generation is a lot about that. They're about the hype. They're about the excitement. Hype, for you older folks, is another word for cool. No. I'm just being a punk. Don't take me. It's about the hype. It's about the excitement. And so I don't say go and change your mission and vision. That takes way too long and is a whole tedious process. But I say have an ambitious statement. Call it your ambitious statement. And I always refer to the one with John F. Kennedy. He said there was 3 parts to this ambitious statement. There is direction, there is motivation, and there's a timeline. And so what he said is, we're going to send someone to the moon. We're going to bring them back, by the way. So we're going to send someone to the moon. We're going to bring them back within the next decade. That was huge. That was powerful. That gave people excitement. And the nation rallied behind that. Technology rallied behind that. And so when we're fundraising and we're getting people to give to our causes, what gets them excited? What's that ambitious statement that's going to get someone to pull out their wallet right now and say, listen, here, take my money, because I think what you're doing is amazing. So I say that's one of the things of kind of getting our generation into it, because there's a lot going on, and there's a lot, and we hear it here and we hear it there, and so what is it that we go after? What gets us excited? So that was number 1. Number 2, when I run around camp and we have 55 kids running around the cafeteria and we're trying to serve lunch, they're all yelling. They're yelling, oh, we serve tacos today. Anyone here a fan of tacos? Hard shell or soft shell? Anyone? We only had hard shell. The kids weren't happy. So what we did is they were all yelling, they were all talking, so we had to quiet them down. And this, to me, was a perfect analogy of how social media is. Who here is on Twitter for their organization? Yeah. Who here is on Facebook? Who here is on LinkedIn? Who here is on Instagram? That's a bit different. Oh, okay, yeah, that was nice. You got a few Tumblrs, maybe? Okay, Pinterest? I'm getting excited here, sorry. So there is a lot going on, right? Without a doubt, and I think we all recognize that. So how do we get through the buzz? Because what a lot of organizations I see do, and I know some of you don't, because I know some of you that are very active social media, but a lot of it is shouting out. We're there, and can you imagine you standing on the street corner and say, hey, I'm going to this event tonight. Hey, we're fundraising for this. Anyone really going to listen? Right? No, there needs to be purpose to listen. So a lot of Twitter and a lot of Facebook and a lot of these social media are conversations between you and I. They're conversations between me and you. They're not conversations to everybody, because nobody sees themselves as an audience. People see themselves as individuals. And our donors and the people that give us money see themselves as individuals. And you guys know that. As the basic donors, many of you have worked in philanthropy for a long time. But it's the same basic principle for social media. We need to create that personal level and that personal direct relationship with our followers and the people that like our page and the people that follow our Pinterest, and engage them in developing content and posting on our Tumblr and posting on our Facebook and kind of telling us what's happening. And when we have that two-way conversation, magic happens. And when I say magic happens, we get into the third point that I was going to bring up. I call it having sex with data. Pretty edgy, right? So the magic happens with social media, and then you have sex with data? Okay. So what does that mean? I think we live in the world of data. We live in a world where your cell phones know more about your day than your spouse or your friend. And it's true. And it's all being recorded. And Amazon probably knows more about what you like to buy than yourself. And Google knows what you like to search more than you do. And they're all collecting data on us. And Walmart knows exactly the route you took when you bought the diapers for your child, and then you want to buy the chocolate so your wife can't find out when you're gaining a few pounds, because of the chocolate, right? But Walmart knows the route you took because they know what sections of the store you were going. Why don't we do that? So a lot of the new way of engaging, and a lot of actually a huge industry in kind of workers, is expanding, are jobs for people to analyze data. It's expanding in businesses, it's expanding everywhere because there is so much available. I had listened to a speaker, someone who helped run the Obama campaign, and he was a fantastic speaker. And he talked about the amount of data they did for their Twitter, their Facebook, and their emails. They would send out email blasts with 15 different copies with different words. And they would see the ranking of which ones were open the most. They would take the top 10, reword a bit of them, send them out again to a smaller group. And then they would see why each one was working. Then they would take the top 5 of those, finally to take 2 really good emails. And the difference was, in their donating, was the word, please donate, and you should donate. And they only found that out by testing, by constant data streams coming back and looping back, right? So it's not easy. It's not, I think social media is one of those things where we all want to be good at it, for sure. We all want to be good at it, but we're not all willing to invest in it. And that's the question we have to ask ourselves, and we have to ask our organizations and the people we work with, is how much are we actually willing to invest in data and social media? Is the return on engaging with these tools to engage the next generation really effective enough? I don't personally have an answer right off the top of my head. I think they are. I think it is not only 18 to 35-year-olds that are engaging on social media and Twitter, but there are the 60, 50-year-old donors who maybe aren't tweeting, but are watching your organizations. And their direct relationship with your organization is a web-based, and they've never met you. And they will decide whether they're going to give money or not based on that. Now, the last one was a question that I was asked is, how do we engage young philanthropists in continuing the philanthropy work? How do we engage them? How do we engage university students? And it kind of stumped me because we did a survey for Youth Ottawa, Child and Youth Friendly Ottawa, and we were trying to see what top issues are youth facing, what do they want? University students, high school students, what are they looking for? And in the top 2, the second one was leadership level volunteer opportunities. So they want to come and volunteer for your organizations, but they want to be on the committee from the start. They want to help you plan from the start. They want to be empowered. They don't want to sit behind the desk and just take the tickets. They're looking for those opportunities. They're looking for the chance to engage in philanthropy in levels that are much higher and much more rewarding to them and much more rewarding to the organizations. So reach out to the university students because they are fundraising on their campuses thousands of dollars for so many different organizations. And they're doing a great job of it, and they are learning on their own. And if we bring them in and engage them in leadership level opportunities, it'll be fantastic. So my 4 quick points to wrap up. Number 1, let's get it excited. Let's have an ambitious statement. I want goosebumps the next time you talk about your fundraiser, okay? The second one, I'm losing my train of thought. What was the second one? Can anyone remind me? Social media. Second one was social media, right? If we choose to invest in social media, let's really invest in it. Let's not talk out, to the public. Let's talk to individuals. Let's make it a conversation. Let's make it exciting. Third, let's have sex with data. Let's find out where we're being reached, who's reaching us, and how they're reaching us. And last but not least, engage the university students who are already volunteering their own time to fundraise for hundreds of different organizations. Thanks, guys, for listening.
All right, excitement levels building up a little bit. Good job, good job. Okay, we're going to get right